Alright, what's up guys? So we're back on Minecraft 1.20, 1.10, and we're gonna continue my tutorial series. So basically, today we're gonna try to do some mining and hopefully get some good gear. And I'm gonna show you how to do that. So, first we select single player. Then we go down to our world we made, right? And so we just select this blue arrow here and click it, and then it'll load up. So this is where we left off before. Yeah, so in order to mine, we're gonna first need a pickaxe. And so how we're going to do that is go into your house, and I like to make sure to close the door first, of course. But once we're in the house, we go to our crafting table. The crafting recipe for a pickaxe is pretty simple. It's you just use the same amount of resources from our axe, which if you don't remember was 3 planks and 2 sticks. But what we do is we're gonna take our 2 sticks. I'm gonna put them like that, right? And we're going to take some planks, and we're going to put one here, and one. No, wait. Actually, that's to make an axe. Do not do that. I am so sorry. If you accidentally put them in that order, you can just take this one and put it right here. And that's how we make a wooden pickaxe. It does 2 attack damage, but yeah. Then we get an advancement here, time to mine, which it is, in fact, time to mine. So now that we have our pickaxe, we're going to go mining. And how you do that is you might see this gray stuff. Now, if you try to break it with your hand, you just can't, okay? So that's why we need a pickaxe. If you use a pickaxe, you can break it. And so we would break it like any other thing, but we have to have a pickaxe in our hand. So if we have like a sword, an axe in our hand, it breaks super slow and we won't be able to break it. But if we have a pickaxe, it'll break much faster and we can break it. It'll drop this. And now it won't drop. Stone won't drop itself unless you have an enchantment on. But it will drop cobblestone, which is like stone but broken. Now it is starting to get dark, so I will go to bed, but then I'll continue. Alright, yeah, so alright, so we're back because I had to go to bed, but basically how many you should get is enough to make a furnace and a pickaxe, and I like to also make an axe and a sword, although we're not going to be making that in the tutorial since it's less efficient. So what we're going to need to make a furnace, it's 8 cobblestone. So you see you have 8 cobblestone. Then we will need 3 more cobblestone to make a pickaxe. So now you need to go back to your crafting table, which should be at home. So you go back here, open the door. So if you go to your crafting table and you right click on it, right, it brings you to the crafting table selection screen thing. So like before, you're going to put 2 sticks. And this is what you should do first. You put 2 sticks there, and then instead of planks, you use cobblestone. So you're going to put them there. Then that will get you a stone pickaxe. It does 1 more attack damage than before, but you can mine iron with it. And you also get more recipes and an advancement. It's called getting an upgrade. So you don't really need this pickaxe anymore. But before we go back out, you should put all your cobblestone in a circle. And this will get you a furnace, so you can cook stuff and smell stuff. And that is very important. You also get the advancement Hot Topic. So go to your furnace. And I forgot to mention this in the first tutorial video, and you probably have already figured it out, but to go through your inventory, like your hotbar stuff, you use the number keys, or you can use the scroll wheel to scroll through it. Anyways, what you're going to want to do before you go back out to mine again is put your furnace right next to your crafting table. Anyways, we're going to go back out and close that door, because you don't want any mobs get in it if you're late and it's at night. What you're going to want to have to do next is, usually you'll have to find a cave of some sort, and I forgot to specify this before you start mining. You'll usually probably have to go into a cave. I was lucky enough to find a mountainside which has a bunch of stone on the side of it, so that's already exposed. But you're going to need to find some iron like this, which happens to be right here. And you're just going to mine that, and it will drop raw iron. See, raw iron. Now, if you're on an older version of Minecraft, it'll just drop the ore itself, but the instructions you'll do with it is just the same. But before we do that, we also need to go get some coal. And coal is very plentiful. I mean, unlike this, there was just 1. That's never the case, but yeah. So now that you know the basics of mining, you'll need to get 21 iron and a lot of coal. I would recommend at least 21 coal. I think you can probably use less, like maybe half of that, but I would recommend that much. And this is going to take a while, so maybe put all the stuff you don't need in a chest, and I'll show you how to make this. So now that you're at your crafting table, what you'll need is you'll need 8 planks. I have 2 different types of planks. There are multiple different types of trees. There are like spruce trees and birch trees, and oak trees and birch trees. Like I have 1 birch plank and 2 oak planks. So you'll probably run into stuff, and they're usually not compatible. Like if you have 2 oak planks in that and 1 birch plank, and you try to make a pickaxe, it will. Oh, I take that back. You can do that. I didn't know you could do that. But that's besides the point. You need 8 planks. And hold on. Okay. Yeah. You'll need 8 planks and to make 1 chest. So you'll put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to use that birch plank because apparently you can use them. I had no idea. But that's how you make 1 chest. Although, you should probably make 2 chests. And I'll show you why. not only will you be able to make more, but you can do something really cool with them. You can make a 2-block wide chest. And you don't even need to craft them together. And so how you make that is basically, now I'm trying to find a good place to put it. Maybe I'll put it right here though. You'll put a chest there, right? You can open that up and put your stuff in it just fine. But if you want to have one chest carry more, you can put another chest right next to it. Boom, you'll see that it's become way bigger. And so, once you do that, you'll be able to fit all your stuff in it. So that's cool. And so you can, of course, click on that to drag them like that. But if you hold shift and do it, you can do that like immediately. So if you hold down shift and then click on it, it'll go up immediately. So that's really neat. So put all the stuff you don't need, like your old pickaxe and maybe some of your iron you might not want to lose, because if you get taken out by a mob, you won't like lose them, because if you do get taken out, all your stuff will just disappear. And of course you can go back and get it where you died, but it's often very hard to go back. So if you have important stuff that you don't want to lose but don't need for your like expedition, you can just put it in your chest. And so now that you know the basics of mining, and a little bit refresher is you have to hold your pickaxe in your hand when you're mining stuff. But and some pickaxes will not be able to mine specific ores, but now that you know the basics of it, go try it out for yourself and get 21 iron and 21 coal. And once you do that, I'll show you what you can do with it. Alright, while I was mining, I had just now remembered that you can actually use copper for the same thing you can use iron for. So, copper is much more common. So, try to get some copper stuff, and then, like 21 copper. Unless you already have 21 iron, then I'll show you what to do next. But it had just come to my attention that you can use copper to make this stuff I'm going to show you how to make. So try to get that instead if you haven't already gotten enough iron. But yeah, sorry about that. Alright, so now that you've gotten either 21 iron or 21 copper, and of course 21 coal, and now sometimes you can get a little bit carried away. I got exactly 64 coal, which is the most of an item you can carry. You put that in the furnace, basically. And then what you're going to want to do is find your copper or iron and just put it there, and it'll automatically start. You'll see this flame and this arrow, right? That looks like the arrow from the crafting thing, because it is, except it takes more time. Anyways, after a little bit, it will start to turn, this raw copper will start to turn into this copper ingot. And you can use this to craft stuff like tools. So, once this is all done smelting, you can take it over to your crafting table and make new tools and stuff. And if you're using the copper, then you can hopefully get enough iron to make a full set. But if you already have enough iron to make a whole set, you can probably just skip the rest of the video. Yeah. I take that back. Please don't skip the rest of the video, because I forgot that there is other stuff that I'm going to show you. I just had completely forgotten when So please do not skip the video. Sorry that cut out for a second. That was weird. Sorry. So once all of your copper has been done smelting, or iron, of course, you're going to go back to this, right? And so you're gonna make your first set of armor. You're gonna put one here, one here, one here, one here, and one here. Put it back. And here we are, a copper helmet. It does +2 armor, so it'll reduce 2 damage, I think. I don't know. Probably not. I actually don't know how armor works. I just know that it reduces damage. Then for a chest plate, you'll put it here, 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 and then here. And with that, you'll make a copper chest plate. Then you'll put one here, 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 and here. That'll get you leggings. And then 2, 3, 4. Okay. New plan. If you had 21 iron, you need to actually get 3 more. I did not know. Whoops, my bad. But you need 24 iron or copper. My bad. I am so sorry. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put that on there, and then put this on here, and this, and then this, and yeah, this is your first set of armor. Now you probably look pretty snazzy in it, and yeah. There you go. Now your next thing you're going to want to do is get even more materials of this. You'll want to get 8. You'll want to get 8 more of whatever you can get. Hopefully iron. But again, if not, you can always get copper. Actually, no. You do need iron. And luckily, I do have that. So I don't have 8, but I do have 6, and that should be enough for this demonstration. So once you make that, you'll use the same method you used with all the other ones and make a pickaxe. And an axe and a sword, but I'll only make a pickaxe because I don't have enough to make a sword. Or I do, but I don't have enough to have an axe. Either way, make whatever you can. And then I'll show you what to do with that I'll show you what to do with that next. So once you have your iron, you'll go over to this. Put this here, and this here, and then you're gonna put this here and this here. Now you have an iron pickaxe. Isn't it iron pick? Isn't it ironic or whatever? Anyways, that's the achievement you get, or advancement. And now what you're going to do is you're going to find these cool things, these really cool things that are blue and stuff. And it'll be really cool. So, and they're diamonds. They're called diamonds. Now you might have heard of them. They are the second strongest material in the game. And so you'll just need to find those. And then you'll need to get... Sorry, I'm not good at math. 33 diamonds. Now that is gonna take a while, but I believe in you, and I'm sure you can get it. Now, you can only get diamonds with an iron pickaxe. And that's why I had to make you craft an iron pickaxe, not a copper pickaxe. You can only get diamonds with an iron pickaxe. Anyways, I believe in you, and I believe that you can get it. So, with that, I will see you in the next video. Yeah, sorry that the end of this was a bit, like, hard to understand if it was, but yeah. Bye.